Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take another look here at Ethereum, see what's going on. This coin is it's looking better than some coins, but also not phenomenal. It's pretty much par for the course right now for most altcoins at this moment because we're in a bearish type of divergence and there's no reason to consider really a long position with most coins. Historically, weekends like this, 3-day holiday weekends, have really quiet trading volume Saturday, Sunday. And come Monday, there's usually a dump of some sorts. It's not necessarily massive, but it's usually twice as much than it is over the weekend. And that is probably because US markets are closed. And of course, maybe Asian markets or otherwise are going to get in there and essentially start moving the price action. So keep that in mind. That's a strong probability here just based on the last 2 to 3 years worth of trading and just kind of looking back at fairly recent past. So just know 3-day holiday weekends are not necessarily always the most favorable to the upside. Let's take a look here at Ethereum and kind of verify a few things here. Before we get started, just ask you hit the like button, comment below, maybe get a chance. Love to hear it. Deeply appreciate, honestly, just liking every single video helps us get this in front of more people and preferably, help people learn to become better traders, more self-sufficient instead of watching Moon Boys all day long, because that's what YouTube loves to promote. All right, let's take a look here. 2600 is that heavy concentration of liquidation to the upside, and we see to the downside 2425 down as low as 2400. So again, more immediate liquidation levels to the upside, implying that we got some late shorts essentially in profit. But when we look here and we zoom out a little bit, while there's a massive concentration at 2800 and higher, I think we're a long ways away from that. We can see more liquidation on the downside. Pretty much what each one of these bars is roughly about 5 billion. So we got a lot of liquidation here at 2300 upwards of 2400. I'm just going to paraphrase and say 23 to 24. While it's a little more specific than that, I'll post this playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord in case you're not familiar. I always provide liquidation levels and potential scenarios here for you. The whole point of me talking about that, though, or kind of bringing that up, prefacing, if you will, is there's more incentive for the price to go down than up, just in the overall sentiment for not only this coin, but the entire market, okay? So I'm not like truly bearish, but I can tell you I'm more so bearish than bullish as far as just what the charts are telling us, okay? All right, so that being said, if we look at the charts here really quick on the daily, we can recognize that 2300 to 2400 is this guy right here, okay? So basically, a lot of liquidation levels are right there at that golden pocket. So it would make sense for the price to pull back to that 2370, 2380 mark, and then potentially pivot from there. That would be a solid consideration for long. A couple of reasons why, because we saw a daily candlestick closure here at about 2350, more so 2340, and then that's just kind of the last area of support. So invalidation for a long position would occur with a daily closure below this level here at about 2300, 2320, somewhere there. Okay, so again, those are just little things to kind of look at. Daily time frame, let's quickly understand a few things here first. So Ichimoku Cloud, we'll look at that in the hourly. SMAs, we're underneath all SMAs, not a good sign. Okay, most coins are looking like this right now. It's nothing abnormal, but being below the 20-day SMA is generally bearish, right? When you break above that, then you can kind of start considering long positions. But right now, until you're above the 20, taking a long into that makes no sense at all. It's there's so many analogies you could provide, but it's literally just you're going against the grain. It's difficult to find profit. While you could catch the low pump, and you could be that awesome guy on social media that has a 100x leverage trade at 23.97, surgical entry, but you're failing to post the 100 attempts to get there because you're using such high leverage, you're getting liquidated. Those things don't make a ton of sense, right? Now, if that's your jam, that's one thing. Of course, I get it. But if you're more into sustainability and long-term growth of your portfolio, you may want to consider other alternatives. So what I want to get at here, though, is at the daily time frame, we're under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is low. Stochastic's swinging down. MACD is diverging. There's really no reason to consider long position with this coin, okay? I won't look at smaller time frames and see here, but this could even be the beginning of a bear flag. Is that a bear flag? Not necessarily. We'll come back to that. But anyways, the whole point is it's a descending trend line, right? And we can see that it's working itself into a type of scenario that is generally construed as bearish, right? For the most part, you're going to see price action break down versus up in situations like this. All right, so we've already kind of looked at the daily time frame, recognized we're fully bearish. The overall market is bearish on a weekend here based on this being essentially a holiday weekend. We can see here on the RSI, we're under 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging down for the second time. It carries more weight than the first. Money flow index is low. MACD is diverging-ish, not fully diverged, but it's losing momentum. And of course, we look at the hourly to confirm. The Ichimoku cloud is probably going to tell us that we are not in good shape. We got rejected again by the cloud. And again, I'll tighten up some of these trend lines, of course, because it's just a spitball. But the general consensus here is that we are not in a positive situation. There's nothing here letting us know that a long position is viable. And if we do take a look again at the cloud, we are soon to be breaking free from the lagging span, and then the conversion line, the baseline, it's above the baseline. So we're really, really close to potential confirming factors here for a short position for this coin. Okay? So again, I would say you're going to find more statistical probabilities going down than up at this point. While it may not be a massive dump, I think we're just going to continue to see a slow bleed out this weekend. Last thing we're going to look at here, let's confirm, or just compare rather, the most recent data here with Bitcoin. So if we look at Bitcoin, we can see fairly similar in a lot of ways. However, if you look at ETH, you can see it's starting to trail off and nosedive a lot. And when Bitcoin increases, we see just one random pump from Ethereum. Okay, so ETH is late to the game, to the upside, and quick to drop to the downside. What does that tell us? It tells us this coin is much more worth shorting at this point than taking along. Okay, so again, my odds are, or my money is on the price of Ethereum coming lower. If you're going to consider shorting, make sure you use some tighter profit targets. I would maybe recommend a profit target 2450 perhaps. And then also, of course, these lower liquidation levels at roughly 2350 upwards of 2450. Okay, so again, just somewhere in this range is an appropriate consideration for securing profits. Sometime before 0.618 would be ideal, just so we don't have to see that bounce off that level and you don't get a fill because you're getting too greedy. It's not a greedy market, folks. Take profits when you can. All right, that's all we got here for you. Thanks again. I want to say thank you again to my community for obviously the awesome feedback, but more importantly, this is a request from our community members here too, Riven and House of Sand, both really cool, awesome, active members in our community. Thank you again so much for the request. I look forward to continue to work with you and whomever else might be watching too. Thanks again. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you again soon.